Hello everybody and a very warm welcome back to part 2 of the sneak peek concerning funk and soul reissues for 2024, and I do hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. So far this year is looking very promising with soul and funk reissues. And I will also go into some RSD titles because this time I'm taking part in the RSD after a couple of years where I just paused because I was very frustrated with it. So I will be at Basement 45 and see how many titles off my wish list I'm able to get. So actually this time I can't wait for RSD to come. So let's get into it. So Gil Scott-Heron, Winter in America, was first released in 1974, and I myself considered it, next to Pieces of a Man, one of his best works. So like I said, black and white vinyl on Record Store Day. Can't wait for this one. Absolutely stunning for me is Parliament Osmium, which will include some bonus tracks, and it was first released in 1971. It will be a 2 LP set, so this will absolutely be on my wish list. Another title I was super happy about is Travis Beggs. So he released Solar Funk in 1979. It's a kind of electronic funk album, so I'm really trying to get this one. It will also be on colored vinyl. If you are a Dr. John fan, you will be getting Grizz Grizz Gamba Ya Ya, the singles from 1968 to 1974. It will be on purple vinyls, 2 LP set. So this time a lot of colored vinyl. A real highlight for me is Lamont Dozier with Love and Beauty. It will be done on white vinyl with a bonus LP. I have an original copy of this album, but this version is so beaten up that it's not playable anymore. I love this album so much, so really can't wait to get this, because in my opinion, this is one of the best works he ever delivered in 1975. All right, what else do we've got? We've got The Average White Band, a live recording from 1974. To be more exact, it is live at the Rainbow Theatre, and it will be done on white vinyl. So having live recordings, especially from the 60s, if you were a soul, funk, or even disco group, are not so common. So I'm really looking forward to this one as well. Put it on my wish list. If you are into Afrofunk, Mano Dibango will be absolutely down your alley. So what's been reissued or coming up on Records today is Mano 76. It will be done on red vinyl. So I'm trying to get hold of this one as well, but it's sometimes difficult. Of course, there will be some disco, and we have Donna Summer, Many States of Independence, the remixes on colored vinyl. So a couple of years ago, I got this picture. This from Record Store Day. Was a total disappointment for me because there were some kind of tiny little bubbles on the vinyl. Or on the foil, which is put on the picture, and it's not playable. It looks nice. I'm not the person who tends to put picture discs on walls, so yes, it's in my shelf. It's not playable. So that was my Donna Summer experience. But yeah, maybe someone who is not or interested in the remixes, the Many States of Independence might be something for you. A very hot title, at least up here in Germany, that gets a lot of buzz is Marvel Staple with Have a Little Faith. It will be a 45 RPM 2 LP set, and it marks the 20th anniversary of the original release of that album. And it will be on silver vinyl. So I'm also trying to get this one, but it might get a little difficult because like I said before, it gets a lot of buzz. So that's it for the RSD. There are some titles which are on my wish list. Maybe there was a title which is interesting for you. So I would absolutely recommend to check out the list. On March the 29th, Candy Staten will be released, her album from 1972. And finding an original copy of this album is really getting difficult. I haven't seen one in the wild, and the price for this one is really skyrocketing. So I'm really, really happy about this reissue of Candy's debut album. My personal highlight will come out, hopefully, on March the 1st, and it's Sylvester. I love Sylvester. And it will be Private Recordings, August of 1970. So in 1970, Sylvester had the opportunity to work with some very famously musicians to put on some music on tapes. In my opinion, I've heard a track on Bandcamp. It sounds like it had been recorded on a cassette tape. If that's the case, they did a fantastic job with the sound quality. So I'm absolutely getting this record no matter what. I can't hardly wait. It's in a couple of days. Hopefully it works out. I will get that record. So if you're a Sylvester fan, Private Recordings is, in my opinion, a must-have. We've got Ray Alexander Technic with Let's Talk, and it includes a bonus download. It will be released around March the 15th, and it's a kind of obscure funk record. If you have the opportunity, check it out on YouTube. If you're into kind of obscure funk, I'm pretty sure Ray Alexander is down your alley. Then for all the Cheek and Sister Sledge fans, we have Live at the Budokan Red and Gold vinyl LP will be released on February the 23rd, actually today. So we have a live recording from the mid-90s with Cheek and Sister Sledge. So this gonna be great. Another record I'm really, really looking forward to, and I'm over the moon that this is getting a reissue, and this is Joy. Time is Right. It will be released around March the 1st, and it's an early 80s gospel soul funk record. It's absolutely insane expensive, so I'm so happy that they did this reissue. If you're into this kind of genre, Joy, Time is Right will be absolutely down your alley. We've got Funkadelic, One Nation Under a Groove, which includes a 12-inch single. Was released in 1978, and I do think I've got the original one also included a single, so this will be then a complete set of the original album. And also this one is an absolutely classic. So if you don't have that album, if you want to have it as a new record, so March the 1st, Funkadelic, One Nation Under a Groove will be available. If you are into Latin music, we have the Ghetto Brothers. So this was originally released in 1972, I think in Spain, and it will also come out on March the 1st. So this is a legendary group, and this album is, if you're into Latin, absolutely fantastic. So check it out. Once again, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you prefer to listen to music. And this will be, like I said, available on March the 1st. Next Morning was the debut album and the only album from Next Morning. It was first released in 1971, and this group was so close to being signed to Columbia, but then they made their debut album and only album on the now famously known Maple label, where also Lee Moses released his only album. So we are really in for a treat with Next Morning, which will be released on March the 1st. So we got a kind of list up here, I tell you that. Chaka Khan, Chaka, first released in 1978, is due to being reissued and released on March the 22nd. A classic album. Actually, I don't need more words to explain this classic. So once again, if you don't want to grab a used copy, which there aren't so expensive, you still find an original copy in pretty good shape for a decent price. But if you prefer a new version, this is your way to go. Also, I'm very excited about this one. This is Betty Swan. It will be 100 gram pressing. and it will be covering her singles from the late 60s to the early 70s. You kind of get a compilation album which will be released on March the 29th. So Betty Swan, I can absolutely also recommend. Check her out. Beautiful voice, fantastic artist. Also her original albums to get in a decent shape. They're not overly expensive, at least some of them, but finding them in decent shape also gets more and more expensive. And if you're more into compilations, then this Betty Swan release will be up down your alley. Vernon Garrett. Also a very funky album, Going to My Baby's Place, was first released in 1975 and now it's been reissued and you can get it around April the 3rd this year. Another classic, Rocks the Blues, Ike Turner, was first released in 1963, yes, and it will be available on April the 5th. So if you're into Ike Turner, you don't have the original, that's your chance to get Rocks the Blues. And the reissue label will be P1. If you are into kind of groovy soul, up-tempo soul, The Entertainers will be down your alley. That one was originally released in 1983. Also difficult to find as an original copy. On April the 15th, you have the opportunity to order your new copy, also being done by P-Vine. So this one is, I think, was released last year and it's called Roberta Flack, The Lost Takes. So these takes were, or these songs were recorded during her famous session for First Take, which came out in 1969. So if you have this kind of special edition from 2022, which included the original LP and bonus tracks, outtakes from the session. So I'll open this up for you. This is a beautiful done set. I love the artwork of it. You'll find, if you have that set, you'll find all the songs which are included on Lost Takes on this one, but they're on CD. If you want to have it on vinyl, Lost Takes is your chance to get these tracks. They're released for the first time on vinyl, to get them on vinyl. And I also love the cover art for the Lost Takes. Stunningly done. They took an alternate picture of the original cover art, so I love that. So Lost Takes from Roberta Flack. Chosen few. Taking All the Love I Can. If you are into New Jersey soul, if you are into obscure New Jersey soul of the 70s, this is absolutely a way to go. It will be it's delayed as far as I'm concerned. It was supposed to be released on February the 15th, so it will come out in the next couple of days, at least I hope. So the chosen few, if you're into that, go for that. Natural Fall. I love this group. I had the opportunity to interview an original member of that group. They had a fantastic story. And getting their first album, Good Vibes, which was done before they went to work with Curtis Mayfield on Cortum, they released Good Vibes. Finding an original copy of this album, once again, is difficult or very expensive, especially if you want to have it in a good condition. So it was supposed to be released on February the 1st. It was delayed, so it will come out, I hope, anytime soon. So once again, an opportunity. If you can't afford an original, if you can't find an original, this is your opportunity to get this album. All right, last one. So if you are into Nina Simone, this is your chance to get Nina's back. And once again, I love the way they choose the cover art. So this was my little list with upcoming releases, some RSD titles. I hope there were some titles you might like and you might want to get. And stay tuned for other updates regarding soul and funk reissue. And like I said, so far this year was, in my opinion, a great year for soul and funk, because more and more reissues are finally coming out. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, listen to good music, and I'll see you next time. Bye.